DTC Wine Marketing Heroes, social media hero side of things with our super rock star, Paul Sokol. What's up, buddy?
What's going on? I
Yeah.
would swing the hair, but it's tied up at the moment. So
Yeah, I'd swing the hair too, but it's fallen out a long time ago. Anyway, listen.
love it.
So today we've got some real fun stuff that we're going to be talking about. Paul and I have been doing some recording, and so we're a bit punchy with some. So we got some inside jokes going on. So we'll try and limit those, but there'll be a few of them. So today we're going to be really diving into something that we go deep into on the training side of it, but a lot of people don't know about messenger bots and how that side of things works inside Messenger, Facebook Messenger. But really, it gets set up as part of your entire meta setup. And we thought, you know what? Lots of people haven't touched this, and it's. I'm going to set the stage for you. I want you to think about your host station, yeah, and in your host station, you've got Paul's visualizing it. There's a phone there, right? And somebody's going to answer the phone. And you have an email, you've got a website, and somebody's sending you messages there, and somebody's got to answer that. And the same holds true for Facebook and Instagram, as people are sending you direct messages through those two platforms as well. And many times they go into the lost zone of lost information. And so there's two elements that we're going to show you really focus how to focus on this. So without further ado, Paul, can you spin up and let's dive into, first of all, where this is and how do we get to it, and then we'll kind of dive into this.
Yes, love it. Thank you. So as you were alluding to, we're going to be talking about messages coming in, and we're going to talk about the automation capabilities that are built into Meta. So you said something about like chat bots or something earlier, and I know that usually people think, oh, there's other tools that do that, but that's actually not what we're talking about at all. We're talking about the stuff that's built into Meta, and
Yeah,
specifically what's built into the inbox of Meta. And we're
right.
going to explore these.
Because Paul, if I may, one of the things that I mean, I cut my teeth in the early days of, I was going to say Chat GPT. I'm still cutting my teeth there, but in ManyChat and those kind of chat bots that had kind of structures and processes. And one of the things and the reason why we're bringing this up today is because I think you said that Facebook ate their lunch. I think was the term that you used, and basically destroyed that side of the business for most people because it's a free service inside Facebook now. So,
I
um,
mean, that's a little extreme, but you know me, I'm a little intense. They, there's still things like ManyChat do that Facebook won't, or that Meta won't, especially when it
absolutely
comes to like automation and stuff like that. But there's some simple, and as I say, stupid automation tricks a lot. There's some simple, stupid automation tricks that now you can just do right out of the box.
perfect.
You
Okay,
don't need a ManyChat or a monkey to do things.
perfect. All right, well, let's get her done. Let's show everyone how they work.
Alrighty, I'm gonna share my screen and
And now,
send.
while Paul's loading up his screen, I want to just kind of really preface this is that this literally is an inbox inside of your Facebook account, and it needs to be managed on a regular basis. What I coach our clients to do is at least 3 times a day, morning, midday, and before end of shift, is have somebody go in and manage this and respond and so on and so forth. So that's what we're going to walk through here today.
So I'm at business.facebook.com, and one of the pages I'm connected to is the one for my heavy metal festival for charity, which I think would be an example because I don't think there's any automation going, and plus there's, it's not like other pages where there's like real stuff going on. I want to selected our page, and then we have our menu on the left, and you go to the inbox here. which if you're watching the modules or you've watched the modules, this will be familiar to you. You have the ability, which was that, again, that like stupid automation trick of, like you were talking about a voicemail. If you call the business hours, it's say, hey, we're not open. But if they call during business hours, we're open. The magic here, what we want to talk about is this, I guess, a nuclear dealio, the automations here. This is what we're going to explore and play around with today. A bunch of stuff that just comes out of the box. So, for example,
well, let's go back. Let's go to the away message first and set a preference for that.
Yeah, because I could go anywhere. So
yeah, so let's do that. Let's start with like what are the two for anybody watching this on the public side, what are the two key things? So the away message is critical. So let's dive into that one and kind of show people how that's set up and kind of what's there. So if we can walk through that.
Yeah. So the away message, it's so simple to set up, and there you go. So, and it works very similar to a lot of the CRMs and systems like Keep and all these other things that we're used to working with, where there's a trigger and there's a particular channel or a place where it's coming out. So in this case, we're using it on Messenger, which now Facebook and Instagram, there's not really any distinction. If you're a business, it's Messenger.
Yep.
That's kind of the idea. So when we're away, based on these settings, which again, you got to remember, it's like from midnight to noon, and then from 5 to midnight is when you're actually away. So you're actually only available during a certain spot, and then you say, "Hey, take this action, send this message," and we were talking about personalizing this the other day, and how this is like a merge field that you would find in a CRM. Like, hey, contact first name, thanks for reaching out, which is pretty cool. And I don't know why that parenthesis is in there. Okay, I guess it doesn't matter. Maybe it's me being a nerd, but it's so simple to set up.
And so if somebody wanted to get to the parentheses, if somebody wanted to get to the merge field, where do they do that? So if you wanted to say, like, if it's a sports thing, you want to say last name or whatever, or full name, thanks for that. So you're clicking on that link, and that's where that gets inserted.
So let's say, would you prefer we follow up via phone at phone number? Cool. I'm doxing myself. There you go. Or email, and then you can go ahead and merge in the person's email address, right?
Right.
I'm not really worried about that. It's a Google Voice. It's yes, please call me, text me, let's do business. But that's how you do it. I don't know. I really don't know what that parentheses is for. Weird. Anyway, maybe
now,
weird or something.
You go up on the top top right hand side and show them the preview. So that's what they're going to see when they send a message, right?
Except it'll actually be like, oh, you know what? I got rid of the look at me messing with stuff.
There we go.
And there's even a preview, so you can make sure you're doing it right.
And so I think one of the reasons why, I know one of the reasons why I wanted to bring this to people's attention is because if your winery is open, some wineries that we talk to are only open Thursday through Monday. Some are open 7 days a week, but they've got, right now, the time of recording this live is we're in March, so they haven't opened up to their full season yet. So they're only doing, maybe like an 11 till 3 or something like that, those hours. And so people that, especially if they're doing drive-bys or they're following up and they want to see what's going on, or they're trying to plan what they're doing tomorrow, they might jump on social thinking that it might be a faster way than, say, voicemail or email to get response. And for those of you who don't realize, there's a huge community of people that only communicate on Messenger. They don't phone, In fact, they avoid speaking to human beings. And email is something that my parents use. So they don't use those two forms of
The
communication.
younger generations,
Yeah,
with
a-
folks.
absolutely.
As
Absolutely.
of
So
2023.
what's that?
Well, it's 2023 right now as we're recording this, so I say younger generations, and
Right.
I'm a whippersnapper probably to you and other people watching this, but anyway.
Yeah. Yeah. So for me, I'm 50 and I prefer to do everything over Messenger or email. I don't call. I text, I email, and I messenger. Um, some of our clients that come into one of the wineries that I work with, they're, the majority of the weekday people that are coming in are retired. They don't use this, but come Friday, Saturday, Sunday, the messenger is blowing up because it's, hey, so on Friday, they get together. It's like, what are we going to do? And somebody sends a message saying, hey, can we bring our dog down to the winery? Right. And so now what you can also do, Paul, if you want to go back down to the edit section, please. One of the things that you can also do is you can add, while we're out, if you'd like to, see our FAQs, you could drive them over there and have a link to your FAQs. So it gives
Mhm.
them something to do, um, and potentially because they may not know where that you have FAQs, or they may not even know they've been to your website yet. So that ties into a whole customer journey and pixeling and all that stuff, but that's for another day. But what that allows you to do is it allows you to now give them an action and follow up with them. So that's kind of one of the things that you can do with this. So I think it works out really well. Um, any
You can
other
also do seasonal content too. So once a month you can update this,
good
just like
idea?
how people would update their voicemail greeting. Here you
Yep,
go. It's New Year. Here's the new hours. Hey, it's February. Go do this cool thing.
right.
Hey, it's March Madness. Come on in and get 2 glasses for the price of three.
You notice what Paul did there. I want to just call out something if you didn't catch that. So buy two glasses for the buy two
Two
glasses for
glasses
the
for the
price of
price of
three.
three.
So that's a pattern disrupt when you're communicating to people, and so you're like, oh yeah, that sounds good, but you don't realize what he said, right? The other part of it too is that you know it's not two for the price of one, because now you're actually getting them to upsell, so maybe it's three for the price of two. So little things like that, they're like little cues that people read, they're like, huh, and they stop that, okay, just keep on going, and it causes this pattern interrupt, and that's really part of a lot of this kind of hijacking of their thought patterns and so on, which again, a whole psychology conversation for another day.
Mhm.
But so yeah, so that's where you can do all this stuff. If you really wanted to be like wicked cool about this, you could have a link in here that's going to your website that has UTM tracking, so you can determine that, oh, that came from my Facebook Messenger welcome out of office or away message, right? So those are the kind of things that you can do there.
Why not?
Absolutely.
I can't even spell my own website. Keep children right there. You go.
Right. So perfect. So again, these are the things. So you're going to want to play with this. You're going to see what's going on. Now, one of the things that Paul, can you can you share your story of when people use this, because the community that you serve tends to be a bit, shall we say, rowdy at times,
Yeah.
and
Yeah.
sees marketing automation as the man, and they know that you are the marketing automation man in
Thank you.
superhero. So what happens sometimes to these messenger bots when you're away from the office?
Sometimes they get harassed.
What do you mean
Just
harass?
like just like somebody might be mean to the desk lady on the phone or something, or like send an email not being kind. Like happens sometimes. I
Yep.
guess just don't get bent out of shape out of it. If anything, if there's a personal relationship with it, you can have some fun with it depending on what's going on. I mean, when I was in the last band that I was at, every once in a while they'd send a message on Instagram, and it would be like, "Thanks, I'm Paul Sokol's messenger bot. We got it," because I try to be a little bit pro, and they would just roast it on the way back. because
And
it's not
so
great.
so these things happen. You just need to watch out for them. The other
You
thing
can
that
flag people as spam, by the way. Like for
what's
real,
that?
you can flag people as spam if there's like these genuine trolls that are just not good for the culture of.
Oh, fantastic. So when
Yeah.
you do that too, when you're doing your Facebook ad sets and audience building, you can actually remove those people that have been flagged, right?
Mhm.
Yeah. So again, that's why spend money sending emails or messages and ads to the lookalike people. Now the other thing that could happen here, and again, it really depends, and I just want to kind of put a forewarning on this, is if let's say you're targeting predominantly through your Facebook is wedding and event planners, and they're using their business account to message your business account, and they have an away message on theirs as well, but they're working kind of after hours, and they're like, hey, I'm a event planner, Mark's event planning service, and they're sending you a message at 9 o'clock at night. All of a sudden it might be this back and forth of messages, away messages, kind of going back and forth. But if it's happening and they've got it, they're just turned on, they'll experience that before. So that's kind of a fun little thing that happens. It's the battle of the bots, if you will.
Getting stuck in a
But
loop sometimes. All right, shall we get to the cool stuff? Because
yeah, let's
that's
totally.
interesting.
One last thing, you've put in icons or emoticons, right? So what's your experience in doing that? How does that speak to the personality, and how does that convey message on here? Why do you do that?
It's all based on the brand you're talking to. I was born in 1985. I'm like a millennial Gen X. Like I had like a black and white TV as a kid, and I remember like the rabbit ears. But then I also had like a computer with a modem and connected to the internet, and all that. So I use emojis in my natural speech and my natural language. So that's how the brand for Dead of Winter is. The other Paul Benson of the other festival partner, same kind of thing. We use emojis, so that's our brand. If it's not on brand, don't use emojis.
And I
Um,
think that's the critical thing is this is an because potentially this is the first point of contact. Just like the person who leaves the voicemail recording and the person returns the phone calls, you want to make sure that you're on point with brand.
mhm,
And again, if predominantly you're dealing with a younger audience that's doing messenger requests after hours, then you want to speak to them. It's like, hey, Paul, yeah, sorry we're out. Thanks for hitting us up on Messenger. Versus
mhm.
your brand might still want to be fully professional and or more stoic in nature of the conversation. So just some ideas to think about as we go through here, because this is a really simple one. But let's do one more for our public friends, and then we'll jump into the members only section, and we'll do some really fun stuff there.
Yeah, yeah. So we'll go back to the automations here. I guess let's look at. The interesting thing too is that there's various goals here. So there's the away message. Let's also see how this instant reply is. I literally don't know what's on here, but I'm assuming it's gonna be, okay. Oh yeah, look at that. Bam. Super simple trigger. When we receive a message, instantly reply to the customer. Um, this is deceptively simple.
And I think that the
And
difference
people
between
reply to this.
the difference between this one and the away messages, there's no time structure on this, right?
It appears that yeah, this is just an instant thing. Like the first time someone messages us, just goes back right away.
Right. And so that's kind of the back and forth that you can do. So you can automate the initial request. So you might turn off the away message and let this do its thing. It's like, hey, thanks for the message, Paul. Can you tell us more about what's going on? And then we'll get
Mhm.
back to you tomorrow when somebody's in the office. So you can kind of
That's
do
a
it
great
slightly
thing to
different.
test. I'm actually not sure if somebody sends a message during away message hours, is this going to go out or is the after hours going to go out?
Well, we can
Um,
test that.
I guess we could, huh?
Because your link here, and this is the joys of live and kind of going, hey, that's a great idea, and let's figure this out. So we could send a message to this page and then see what happens. You can turn on your both of these. You want to ping me in chat what the URL is or the Facebook group is, and then I'll send a message
To this page.
Yeah, because you've got both away. You got both away and instant reply, and both
Are we
of
away
those.
though? Is my
Yeah, because you're noon. You're noon local, right?
I am away. I am away. Okay, let's. I mean, it's very simple. It's just facebook.com/dead of Winterfest. Yeah,
Right, Dead or Alive Fest.
Dead of Winter.
Oh, Dead of Winter, of course. In Arizona, Dead of Winter. I'm from the north, man.
No, no. That's. I mean, that's kind of. Yes, we're being cheeky. I mean, the in-house brand was appalling events because it was me and Paul Benson. So the events were appalling, and people loved it.
That's fun. Okay, cool.
Yeah, a lot
So
of Easter eggs, a lot of way too much time on our hands, I guess, kind of thing.
I've just sent a message and it says, thanks for contacting us. We've received your message. Appreciate for reaching out. So that's what I've just received. Do you want to go to your inbox and see the message?
Yeah, so that was the away message, yeah? Okay. If you go here. I'm just gonna, it should refresh, and there's usually a refresh button, but I'll just do it for funsies. We're also live streaming, so we're sucking bandwidth out of absolutely everything. You sent it through Messenger?
Yep. Dead of Winter, right?
Yeah. Let's. Yeah, facebook.com/dead of Winterfest, and it's this red icon.
Oh, Fest. That's why. Dead of Winter Fest.
Oh, so you just randomly message somebody. That's even better. Wait, actually, hold on.
Hey, Paul.
Wait. Actually, you randomly messaged somebody, but you got an automated response back.
Yeah.
That almost kind of validates what we've been teaching this whole time. Like, it's funny.
There we go. There's the message. Yeah, so I got it. Thanks. There we go. So that answers that question, right? So you're receiving live testing, right? So you've got two messages that are running simultaneously. So can you go back, Paul, to the to that? Yeah, there we go.
Yeah, but they're not stepping on each other
simultaneously.
Yeah, so the away message is what we just saw, and then when we're not away, which some people never use that function. So like this instant reply would just kind of, they can use it as an away function.
Yep.
So, and yeah, this is when somebody sent, and it's the first message that somebody sends, on Messenger and Instagram. So that's well, that's fun. So we just completely harassed another page. They're gonna be like, who's this guy?
Who's this guy and what's he doing? Well, I'll have a little fun when he comes through, and but yeah, I mean that's kind of the coolness behind all of this stuff. Okay, so I think your action step right now is go into business.facebook.com, go onto your inbox, go and look to see if you have your away settings set up. If not, don't just go and do it. Don't go and do it because we're telling you to. Go and look at it from the perspective of, is this something that your business needs? Are you getting a lot of messages? And if you've never been in your Facebook Messenger inbox, then look at the timestamp when all these messages are coming in. So if they are after hours or when you guys aren't around or before hours, then yeah, you might want to turn that on, or you might want to look at the instant reply. Use them differently. I could see using the away message for after hours saying, hey, or after hours, we'll get back to you tomorrow. But in the meantime, if there's something that you're looking for, go check out our FAQs, right? Where do you get your FAQs from? Go and scan your inbox, right? Because that's a good source for that. And then the instant reply could be, hey, thanks very much. We're open just away from Messenger right now, serving great guests, some amazing, terrific wines, da, 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 da. Let us know how we can help. And in the meantime, go check out our thing. We check this regularly, morning, midday, and evening. So before we leave, so that kind of thing. So that's how you could use these 2 instant reply messages to really up your game from the social media perspective and really target and support those people. So that's what we're going to recommend. So I'm going to turn that off. I'm going to go back to here because I should have done that. I get so excited. I'm like, okay, here's what we're going to do. Let's wrap up.
Right.
Anyway, so we're going to do that.
Ooh, cool. Well, Heather Wells says, "Oh, now I can stalk you." So, like, that's cool. Hi, Heather Wells. Do I have to turn off the broadcasting now,
Yeah,
or like?
I'll take care of all of that. So tomorrow, just a reminder.
I'm streaming right now, so
Pardon me?
it still says I'm streaming. So
Yeah, you will be in a sec. So tomorrow, remember that we've got access for Scott and I are getting on to talk about email, and we're specifically going to be talking about the customer journey and how, ironically enough, you can use forms on your web page to do something very similar to what we've just talked about here through automations. So again, these are all part of the customer journey. These are really the beginning for many people, the starting process in that customer journey. It doesn't have to be lead magnets. It doesn't have to be offers. Sometimes the first step is, hi, how are you? And then we begin that process. And that's the first point of contact. And that is the first point where you get to make a really powerful and wonderful introduction into what's going on. So anyway, to all of our friends that are on the public side of things, we will be seeing you. Everyone